Hello people, it's your boy Usmaan back again with another video. As you can see, I am on my own. Today is a bit of a special video, mainly because I feel I thought I'd do one on my own for a change. If you guys have been following me for a long time on YouTube, I used to do this very regularly, the solo thing. And the tactic board is back. I haven't even watched it. Look at that, look how dirty that is. But listen, just to start prior, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who supported the content, the love on the last couple of videos in particular. It's your boy Beaks. Presented was amazing. Look, genuinely, that's basically summarize our podcast. We're just United fans like yourselves. We're passionate about our club and we're going to keep it real. That's basically how it is. And I'm going to continue to do that. For me personally, I want to look at it from a different perspective. I've done this kind of video in the past prior. Just to react on the sort of whole situation. Of course, I will go through some of the comments. So let me know what you guys think. But as always, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Listen, it makes a huge difference to us as a community. It helps us grow, and of course, it allows other United fans to find our content. So we would appreciate it. And always check out the links below. It is actually only my social media for a change, which is weird, but it is what it is. So if you're just joining us, just to give you a bit of context, or if you just clicked on the video randomly, what is going to happen in this video? First and foremost, obviously, I haven't got the high-tech sort of technology and whatnot. I've got a tactic for because I'm a coach by nature or by trade, so to speak. I'm going to try to go through a different couple of formations, couple of things I feel like Ollie needs to change. The reason I feel like the current formation isn't getting the best out of individual players. I just talk about certain players, Rashford, for example, what I expect from Rashford moving forward, what I expect from Martial, how we can improve. A lot of people are criticizing Ollie's tactics, and I've been one of those people that have been defending him a lot in the past. However, for me personally, after that Spurs defeat, I'm kind of in the boat of show me what you got, basically, Ollie. Show me what you are capable of. We've got very difficult games coming up, and it's up to Ollie to turn, a lot of fans around and say, no, we were actually wrong. Ollie has got some tactical nous about him. At the moment, it doesn't seem like that, sadly, for me personally, because I've stuck by him since day one. But at the end of the day, my personal stance doesn't really matter on the person in charge or the players. I don't have any agendas. I'm not here to support an individual player or manager. I'm here to support the football club. So that is my stance on the whole matter. If I think Ollie's not doing something right, I will call him out on it. But the purpose of this video is to give some information on what I think could change. As you can see, it's a 4-2-3-1. The only issue here is that half of my screen is cut off because of the comments, so that's a bit annoying. However, nonetheless, this is the formation we are currently playing, 4-2-3-1. I'm going to just go through the individual players, hopefully. Try and not waffle on too much because obviously I don't want to, spend too much time on it. Regarding Pogba's comments, again, I will touch upon that. A lot of people talking about Dan James and his sort of ability, what Ollie can do to get the best at Dan James, the likes of Bruno, etc., Wan-Bissaka, and so forth. Anyways, I'm going to start with Pogba's comments because I know that's going to be a frequently asked question, and it has been on previous podcasts. Basically, straight to the point, Pogba made some comments regarding it's a dream, anyone's dream, I think he said, to play for Real Madrid. First and foremost, just to cut the bullshit, I do not want to hear my players saying that. I don't care if afterwards he said, I want to fight for Manchester United, I'm at Man United, I'm happy to be here, yada, yada, yada. Well, if you were happy to be here, brother, you signed the contract. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Obviously, the Spurs game itself, Pogba was called into question in terms of his attitude, his desire. I don't think you can single out any player in that game and say it was that person's fault because of X, Y, and Z. It was a collective shit show. I don't agree with people, picking out individual players. I know a lot of people have been blaming it on Maguire because of his sort of, basically the reason for some of the goals, or because of Maguire. And I do agree with those reasons. However, as I've said, everyone collectively was not good enough for that performance. It wasn't just because of Maguire. It wasn't just because of Pogba. Anyways, this is currently what we're playing under Ollie. Let me just read some of the comments out because there's a few at the moment, actually. Obviously, the boy Benji is in here saying, jeez, my guy Benji. Obviously, show him love always because he's the homie. We've got a few here. I believe Super Red fan, who's not Ollie fan, if I'm not mistaken. Ollie should change himself as a manager and resign. Right, okay. If you're wondering what that comment is making me laugh, is because the topic or the title of the video is what does Ollie need to change? Change it still up. Oh God. Right, okay. Honestly, Ali must get top-class defensive coach alongside him. I personally do agree with that. The coaching staff alongside him is not of the credibility that you would associate with the football club. You know, for me personally, I'm not 100% sure if Ollie's the coach, he's the manager first and foremost. I just feel like the coaching staff, the backroom staff potentially could do the change if Ollie doesn't get sacked, but we'll have to wait and see. Super Red, I'm assuming this is a reply to the other individual. Can you also call out the board and Glaze and Woodward as well? And listen, if you do watch this later, we definitely call out the Glazers. In fact, the last podcast we did is called Woodward and Glazers Out. That is literally the title. I didn't want to come for Ollie first because I felt like the Glazers and Woodward are a bigger issue with the club. Of course, Ollie is an issue. The players are an issue, which I will talk about in terms of tactical standpoint. But if you haven't already, after you've watched this or whatever, check out the video that we did on Glazers Out, Woodward Out. Shout out to Beaks, who hosted that and did a fantastic job. All the guys, Kojo, Benji, myself, and Was, we were on it. We were on it, that video. So if you want a Glazers Out podcast, that is a podcast you need to check out without a shadow of a doubt. Anyways, another question here or comment even, and Ollie shouldn't be too passive in sidelines. Oh, that's Benji's comment. I completely agree with that. It's very frustrating to see Ollie on the side just sat with his legs folded. It does piss me off, I've got to be honest. I love Ollie, but I want to see passion. You know, you can see from myself as a fan, you can see from everybody else as fans when we talk about a club, the love and the passion just oozes out of us because it's natural to us. You know, we love the club and we want success for the club first and foremost. And I'm pretty sure Ollie is a fan as well. I'm a strong believer if he is. I would just love if you projected that more from the sideline because the players will get more amped up if you see that from your manager. It's just common sort of psychology, really. You see somebody else get motivated, trying to motivate you, etc. You know, eventually, if you believe in them and you want to play for that person, you will automatically become more motivated. He just has to be more vocal for me, you know. At the end of the day, yeah, manager Manchester United, this is your dream job. Yeah, one opportunity, you know, don't miss your chance to blow, all that good stuff. Another comment here. He kind of will improve along with the whole team. And that would be such a majestic feeling. Yes, ooh, majestic. Right, anyways, 4-2-3-1. I do apologize. My face is going to be caught up for a long period. As you can see, I have not got the opposition team formation out because, of course, that will change. I'm not going to focus on the opposition too much. Like I said, don't worry about my beautiful face being quiet. It is what it is. Right, this is the current thing. So this is the first time I've done this in about 2 years. If you're an OG fan, you know I used to do this back in the day. So I do apologize if I'm getting my hands in the wrong place. I'm trying it out for you guys. Anyways, Pogba here, Matic here, okay? Automatically, this for me, again, ignore the numbers. They're not relevant to the players. I'll just put whatever numbers on the board. Yes, this is Pogba here. This is, gone wrong way. There's Bruno. And obviously, we've got the front three. I'm trying to get used to it because it's inverted. And then obviously the front three at the top. But Pogba, for me personally, he's too deep. Look, first and foremost, right? In the ideal situation, do apologize. Give me some time. This is so funny to watch. Guys, so give me some time to get used to this. I should have practiced it. 1 second. Let me see that. Right, okay, so 4-3-3. As you can see, automatically Pogba is pushed further up the pitch. Right, so in the 4-3-3, Pogba and Bruno are level, as you can see. Of course, Pogba would be on the left side and Bruno would be on the right side. First question, why does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not play 4-3-3? Right, of course, I don't know the exact answer, but as someone that's coached for a long period of time myself, this is what I'm not hesitant. This is kind of what I'm guessing that the sort of reason for is. He doesn't trust the DM. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. He does not trust Matic in particular to sit in front of the back four to cover and give Pogba the license. So for me personally, the 4-3-3 would be my dream formation at Manchester United in terms of, moving forward. You see David Silva and De Bruyne do it for a long period at Manchester City. They had a lot of success. They played beautiful football. The only difference is they had prime Fernandinho behind him, a fantastic defender. The guy was a master in dark arts. When it comes to shithousery, the guy would foul anyone on the halfway line and kill any sort of attack. He's a master of what he does in the CDM. And I'm not saying Matic is not a master in CDM. He's definitely a specialist and he's been a fantastic servant within the league. And this isn't me slandering Matic. I just don't think for the football that I want to personally see at Man United, Matic does not suit this formation straight away. Is there somebody else in the squad that suits his formation? Fred or McTominay, you ask? For me personally, they do not. Partey is a box-to-box destroyer, but Kante would be the first person, Kante or Ndidi, in particular Ndidi. I know he's injured, but Ndidi was the guy I wanted. I said it from the start. I kind of swayed onto different thoughts. Thiago Alcantara, a different kind of box to box. Then you wouldn't need a 4-2-3-1. But if you want to play 4-3-3, you need an out and out CDM who's got legs, who's got ability to cover a lot of obviously a lot of the pitch. Because Pogba defensively is a frailty. He's shown time and time again he has lapses of concentration and he gets exposed. It's simple as that. Can he do that job? Of course, he has the discipline in moments, but for 90 minutes, he doesn't have enough discipline for that role. So at the moment, we've got Pogba playing here in the DM. Sorry, I do apologize because it inverted. Ignore my hands for a second. Yes, we've got Matic and Pogba playing next to each other. Pogba has no license to go forward. Because if Pogba goes forward like that, obviously, in the ideal world, you'd want Bruno to tuck over up to here, but he doesn't do that. Of course, he doesn't. So you got this massive gap. If I can just do it here. So there's a massive gap here behind Pogba, and this is where we kept getting exposed. This is where we get exposed every single time. When Pogba is to go forward, we will get exposed here. Matic can't cover him. He's not quick enough. Okay, Matic can't get across and cover. He's not quick enough. If you had an Ndidi or Kante, that might be a different story. Hence why Pogba has to sit and not run past his player. It's very boring to see Pogba there. For me personally, you're nullifying his strengths. His ability in the final third is devastating. We saw when Oli first came in, Pogba had the license to do that. And the people can say, well, it means Bruno and Pogba can't play together. Well, let me show you. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a formation out that I think we have to play moving forward. All right. At the moment, so prior to Telles, we weren't capable of doing this formation. There's one or two formations I think we need to play. The first one is the diamond. Okay. So as you can see, that's a bit unorganized. I probably should have done it a bit neater. Let me just swap the numbers over because I know someone's going to say, well, Pogba's a number 6. Why is he playing on the right? Ignore the numbers. Anyways, we got for the diamond, okay? So very straightforward. Ignore the fact that Bruno's in a bizarre position. So we got Pogba on the left centre mid, Van der Beek right centre mid, obviously Bruno in 10, and as it currently stands, Greenwood and Rashford up top because, of course, Martial is banned because of the red card, and Cavani can't play because of his situation with COVID-19. For me personally, the diamond wouldn't have worked, but Telles is going to be an influential signing for us. Reason being, with the diamond, your width has to come from your fullback. So as we can see at the current situation, we've got no width. You guys are going to say to me, wait, you've got Wan-Bissaka playing. How is that going to work? Well, this is what's going to happen. So this is what the diamond actually becomes when you've got the ball. So you got a 3. So you got a 2-1-4-1-2. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but basically we've got the 2 centre backs. So let's just say Maguire and Lindelof for hypotheticals, and then we've got Matic sat in front of them. So the midfielders become Pogba. So it's almost like a 2-1-4-1-2. So this is when we've got the ball, we're moving forward with Telles on the left wing. So basically left wing back, he's providing us with the width. And in general, this has an opportunity for Pogba, Van der Beek, and Bruno to play triangles. So as we can see, there's a triangle here. Or maybe I should do it like this so I can see myself. Yeah, so we've got a triangle here with the 3 midfielders, Van der Beek here, right centre mid, Bruno here, and Pogba here. Very close, all playing one-touch football. Obviously, they're very close to the wingers. Of course, if needs be, the wingers can offer us width as well, if, Wan-Bissaka can't get forward. But this is the formation we need to play to move forward. You got Pogba in his favourite position. You got Bruno in his favourite position. You got Van der Beek in his favourite position. You got Telles doing what you want Telles to do. You got Matic or Fred, whoever it is that are currently in the squad, doing what we want to do. Matic's job is to sit in front of the back two. That is all he's going to do, clean up. The defenders here, they can go wide if needs be like that. And then Matic can just drop in there like a 3 at the back. So basically, it's a 3-4-1-2, depending on the situation. We do not want to see Pogba and co defending. Let them go forward. A lot of people are saying it's a hybrid of the 3-5-2. That's exactly what it is. The diamond is a hybrid. So let me just put this back to start so you understand. So let's just get the fullbacks pushed back. So this is how we start of the game, obviously. But when you've got the ball, you need to flip and move forward. So the fullbacks push up. So it's become almost like a 3-5-2, and then Matic will drop into the centre-back role if needs be. So hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, I've illustrated on the board. Again, a couple of other tactical things. Just say that's Rashford, left wing, there we go. Left wing, and we've got Telles here. Again, ignore the numbers, please. They're not the right numbers. Telles here, he has now got the capabilities of making this run. Underlap run in football is the most underrated run. that underlap there. So we can see this massive gap here between Rashford and, let's just say, Greenwood for Newcastle game. This run here from Telles, he's capable of doing it. I believe in him. He's got the ability to go forward. He's capable of doing that. Bruno can even make that run if he really wants to. Underlap run, if Rashford's to go wide, all we see is this overlap run, which I don't mind, but we've got to have versatility in our game. We've got to be able to do both. And for me personally, that formation is a perfect formation for all of our players. Pogba's in his position. He's left centre mid. Van de Beek's on the pitch, right centre mid. Bruno in 10, perfect position, or arguably Matic in defence. Nobody's out of position there. There's nobody out of position there. And regarding Wan-Bissaka, I know a lot of people can say, well, Wan-Bissaka's not great at going forward. Well, if you can't do it, put flipping Brandon Williams in. Simple as that. We need to stop with this bullshit of like, oh, Wan-Bissaka can't do X, Y, Z. He's a young lad. He's had the opportunity to learn his craft, you know, and give him the chance to do it. At the moment, he's not getting the license to go far forward. He does get it forward here and there, but I'm assuming in the back of his head is like, shit, if I go too far forward, we're going to get exposed as we did against Spurs. He hasn't got cover. Well, this formation, not only have we got Matic here, who can potentially go across, he's very good accepted, but we've got the midfielders that can come across, cover up, and Bruno can sit in as well. So if it needs be, Bruno can sit into midfield, and we've almost got five in the midfield there. Come and see that. I'll just put one per second there. So then, of course, it does become a 3-5-2 or 2-1-5-2, if that makes sense. So like a lot of people in the comments are saying it's a hybrid. It is a hybrid of a couple of formations, but that's how you play football. You can't just be so rigid. The problem with the 4-2-3-1 at the moment, it's too rigid. You know, it's too planned, similar to what we had under Van Gaal. You know, Pogba's not allowed to break the lines. So let's just get the board back up. So Pogba's not allowed to break the lines at all. He has to stay in that position there. So Pogba has to stay there. He's not allowed to break the lines. That's not a three. I've had an absolute mare there. But yeah, so Pogba's not allowed to break the lines. He has to stay there. In the other formation that I've just shown, the hybrid, not only can he break the lines, but he's in close proximity to other players. The players like Van de Beek, who loves the one-touch football. The players like Bruno, they can pop it off each other. That's what we want to see. Those patterns of play will start to materialize because they're quality players. Oli, tactically, is he inept? Potentially. However, when you've got good players, they work it out on the pitch. Bruno, Pogba, Van de Beek, they'll start to build chemistry. They've got Rashford, they've got Martial, they've got Greenwood, they've got Cavani. They've got players in front of them that can do a lot of work if they get the service. Rashford and Martial, hypothetically speaking, in the four. So we got 4-2-3-1. Ignore the fact that Bruno is completely out of position. Moving over again. So this is the formation we're currently playing. The gap between Rashford and Cole is too big. It's too big. There's not much link up there. You saw the perfect example against Sheffield United. Watch Martial's third goal. He plays the ball to Rashford. Rashford's inside forward. He plays the ball back to Martial. Martial gets the ball. He chips it. Bags his hat-trick. You know, that's the position you want Rashford in. You want Rashford in the inside forward position. He's dangerous. If he cuts it onto his right foot, they're going to be trying to keep him off his right foot. So let's just get the diamond back up. So Rashford, let me just give you a scenario. So let's just push him a bit further up the pitch. So let's just say we got the ball further up the pitch. We've got Marcus Rashford here with the ball. I've got a ball actually. If I just grab it here. Just give me a second. It's live. We're live. So obviously there'll be issues. All right, so just say we can see here Rashford's got the ball here. Then obviously they're not gonna want Rashford to cut into his right foot. So he's there. He's gonna try cut in and bend it into the top corner. There we go. Obviously as soon as he does that, Telles can make that overlapping run. But even if he goes on the left side with the ball, Telles can make that underlapping run. Bruno can make that underlapping run. So it gives us options. You know what I mean? It gives us different options. We have variety in attack because at the moment, not only is it too stagnated in terms of formation, it's too predictable. The problem is we are too predictable to play against, and that is because a lot of our players are not trying to break the lines. That is basically the issue at the moment. Pogba is not allowed to go forward. He can't break the lines. The only people that can break the lines realistically is Bruno Fernandes and the forward players. But it makes it easy for other teams to play against us because the fullbacks aren't offering as much going forward. Now we've got Telles. We don't have that excuse. Push the fullbacks over. As the guys have said in the chat, it's a hybrid of two formations, the diamond and the 3-5-2. That, for me, is what we need to do to move forward. Let me know if you agree with what I'm saying or disagree. Oli has to change the formation for me. Simple as. Van de Beek started, Pogba started, Bruno started, DM, Fred, Matic, McTominay. I don't really care because I I'd probably say Matic because I think he's got more experience in dropping in the hole in front of the back two, which obviously is a centre back. He's probably got more. He's got more knowledge of doing that. For me, personally, it's common sense. Let me just read some of your comments out. Right. I like the board. You're right. Big gaps all across the team. Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof always big gaps. Absolutely. That is because Pogba he's in limbo. Should I venture forward? Should I not? If I venture forward, there's a massive gap behind me. Can Matic cover me? He can't. He's not quick enough to cover him. That is the issue at the moment. This formation eradicates that issue completely because not only have you got Pogba left centre mid, you've got Van der Beek there. So automatically, Pogba's only covering this small space here. But just get the ball back up as I'm waffling. Let me just get it back up. Oh, give me a moment. Yeah, so automatically, so let's just pull this back. Regarding Pogba here, so just say this is Pogba here. Automatically, instead of him covering, obviously all of this pitch, he's only covering this part here. So this will allow Pogba to do what he does best. Obviously, play those triangles here with Rashford. If Rashford drifts wide, obviously Bruno can go central. If Rashford drifts wide, Bruno can go central. Martial can go there. Van der Beek can get in there. It just offers us more threat. And it takes a lot of pressure off Pogba. And also, Van der Beek is there. Got a lot of energy. He's fantastic at, one-touch football. And for me personally, this is the best formation to get the best out of team. Telles, Wan-Bissaka push further up the pitch. Basically, the only way we can pin them down and retain possession and sustain attacks is with this form of formation. Man City do it a lot. Obviously, Matic is an expert at dropping into the hole and collecting the ball. But let's get some more comments in. We should be trying to cover our defense flaws. If Pogba has to start at the moment, it should be a diamond with Telles and Wan-Bissaka. Exactly what I've said. Completely agrees. It's sad to think that Everton bought 2 DMs. This is from Tubbs. Shout out to you, my brother. It's sad to say, sorry, I can't even read that. It's sad to think that Everton bought 2 DMs. Perfect. Matty's plays. Yeah, Alan Decore. I've always been a fan of Decore for me personally, but I would have taken Alan. We can also go for a back 3, 5-2. If we were to start 3-5-2, I've not got that on the board at the moment. I might try to set it up, but I kind of feel like we don't need to go for 3-5-2. We can go for a 3-5-2. So if I set that up, it's very similar. Yes, if we went for a 3-5-2, of course, it's very similar to what a diamond is. It's a bit more of a hybrid. So that's not a 5-2, is it? Is it? Am I missing a player? I think I'm missing a player. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am. Anyways, yeah. So I got 3-5-2 there. So as we can see, we got 3 at the back, and then 5, and then 2. For me personally, Luke Shaw has to play left centre back if we are going to go 3-5-2. If we ever go 3-5-2, he has to be there because I think he's been phenomenal there. Another comment here from Akil. I would swap Bruno and Van der Beek position in that diamond, with Rashford and Mason shifting to wings continuously. We need someone in the box. Van der Beek is better at that than Bruno. That's a very valid point. However, I personally, the reason I put Van der Beek right centre mid instead of a 10 or like a floating 10 with the 2 strikers pushing for width is because I want the 2 strikers to be inside. I don't want them to be offered. I don't want them to be the reason for our width, if that makes sense. The fullbacks have to do that for me. That is their job in that formation. Yes, of course, Rashford can go left and Martial can go right, and then obviously Bruno go down the middle, or Van der Beek in your case. But I want to keep them as central as I possibly can because, of course, we want them in front of the goal. For me personally, the reason Van der Beek is right centre mid because he's a box-to-box by nature. He's got the tenacity, he's got the energy, he's got the ability to play that one-touch football. Bruno, for me, has got the ability to play the ball in behind, and he's got a pop shot as well. I'm not to say Van der Beek hasn't, but I just have Van der Beek in that area. I think he's very neat and tidy. He's quite quick. Obviously, he's Ajax education, so they all play one-touch football there. So I think Van der Beek would be more suited to right centre mid. Bruno can definitely play there, but I think he's flourished in camp, to be fair, and I think he should stay there. Pogba left centre mid. I don't need to speak about Pogba at all. He was absolutely phenomenal for Juventus left centre mid. This is similar to what they used to play at Juventus. He knows that it's his bread and butter. He does it for Juventus. He does it for France. And for me personally, it's an absolute no-brainer. Any other comments? Telles and Wan-Bissaka at wing backs. Maybe Brandon would be better than Wan-Bissaka. This is what I mean, though. But the reason The reason I'm putting this formation out there, and obviously you guys continue to let me know in the comments, is because we have to challenge Wan-Bissaka. He's at Manchester United. If he's not doing his job in terms of a win back, then get him off the pitch, put Brandon Williams there. Brandon Williams, of course, as we know, right-footed, he's going to get shifted over naturally because he can't fill the left-back cover now, because obviously we've got two left-backs in Shaw and Telles. For me personally, that's what it is. Competition on the right now for Wan-Bissaka. He now knows in an attacking formation, as I've just illustrated, he's going to have to be on his game. If he doesn't improve in that sense, then he can't play there and put Wan-Bissaka on. For me personally, man, my heart was set on Hakimi, man. I wanted Hakimi. Of course, he's gone to Inter Milan. He would have been absolutely phenomenal. Let's get some more comments in there. Oh, I've scrolled too far down. The sad thing is we can all see this, but don't see Ollie changing anything. Absolutely. Listen, at the end of the day, if Ollie doesn't change it, he's going to lose his job. Not because I think I'm a tactical genius or anything, but because the performances aren't going to improve in the formation we've currently got. A 4-2-3-1 does not suit us with the players we've got at our disposal. It's as simple as that. We haven't got a natural right winger. We haven't got a natural left winger. We kind of need them to tuck in and allow the fullbacks to be our width. Of course, that allows us to sustain attacks as well because you've got more people in the opposition area. So that automatically, so if you push the two fullbacks forward, you've only got 3 players back in our own half. So we've automatically got 7 players forward. So of course, we'll be able to press the ball, we'll be able to win the ball back, retain it, sustain pressure. That's what the top teams do. If you look at every top team at the moment, a lot of the success is down to the fullbacks. Of course, they're all the the influential players on the pitch. Of course, they're but the fullbacks pin the opposition team back, especially against Newcastle in particular. That's what we need to be doing. That's what we need to aspire to. I think for me personally, Ollie's actually going to go for 3-5-2. I think his hand has been forced. It'll be interesting to see what he does, but he does have to play 2 up top because, like I already mentioned, Cavani and Martial are going to miss this game. Cavani, they're trying to get a loophole so he can play, but for me personally, he shouldn't play this game anyways. He needs to build up his fitness, and we're going to need him for a long period now because Martial's injured. Oh, sorry, suspended. Sorry. So I don't think we should rush Cavani in. I don't think he'll be on the bench because of the situation. So for me personally, I think he'll go 3-5-2, and I hope he plays Luke Shaw left centre back and does the same with Telles. The reason I prefer the diamond over the 3-5-2 is because it means Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno start. If you play 3-5-2, as some of you are suggesting, you kind of take one of them out. So obviously, you'd only have, just say Matic and Pogba and Bruno. You won't have the extra man, because obviously that extra man is in defence, which is not what we want. We don't want to be playing that defensive, especially against Newcastle. Against the better teams, with all due respect to Newcastle, they're probably going to beat us anyways. You probably can get away with playing against the better team. You probably will revert to a 3-5-2. But for me, the diamond, it gives you a lot of flexibility. As we've already mentioned, it's a hybrid of 2 formations. But yeah, let's get some more comments in there. This will show Ollie's character. Got to keep things fresh. Absolutely, 100% agree. Has to change something. Play your best players in their most effective positions. We bought Mata as a number 10. He's been playing at right wing. Play Fred as the deepest and unleash Pogba and Bruno can do the box. Look, listen, you could take Matic out, put Fred in there. I'm more than happy to do that. Fred and Fred's energy alongside Van der Beek would be fantastic. Yeah, let's get some more comments in here. If Ollie stays 4-1-2-3 and plays Telles there, will it be a huge hole in enough? Yeah, absolutely. I personally think there would be a massive hole. I know people are going to say, well, why isn't there a massive hole in the diamond? The reason being is because Matic drops into the centre-back role and the 2 centre-backs disperse. So it almost becomes a 3 at the back, if that makes sense. So Matic is just in front of the centre-backs. He's covering that. He's sweeping up that role. You don't need Pogba and Van der Beek to cover that much ground. They're just covering a little part of the pitch there. They can do that, man. It's not a problem. For me personally, it's a no-brainer. Bruno and Donny Van der Beek should be rotated. I personally think you can play all 3 of them together. Playing 4-3-3 with Matic will expose the lack of mobility. Exactly, hence why Ollie can't play that. He's not even got that luxury. He always had Kante doing the work. Obviously, I'm assuming that's referring to Pogba. Fred in place of Matic is better. I completely agree with you, brother. I think that is a good shout. I personally am a massive fan of Fred. I don't think he gets enough don't get enough praise. Tubbs saying, ha ha ha, we talked about Hakimi, bro. Listen, man, can we not talk? Hakimi was my dream right wing back, man. He was my guy. I love that guy. What a play, man. What a play. Obviously, he was sensational at Dortmund with Sancho. The United saying, yes, Ozzy, yes, my G. And also saying, like and subscribe if you are new to this amazing fan channel. And listen, if you are new here, make sure you do drop a like. Listen, it's completely free. And subscribe to the channel. My links are down below as well, so you can show me love. Listen, I'm going to finish off on a couple of other things regarding individual players. I'm going to start with Dan James. I keep doing this because I've normally got headphones and it feels weird. I've not got him in. But listen, I'm going to start with Dan James first and foremost. But before I do that, regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because a lot of you are saying this, I don't think Ole would change the formation. He might bring in Matt as right wing, Rashford Greenwood as striker. Listen, if he sticks to the 4-2-3-1, as I've explained, that is the issue, because at the moment, you're not allowing Pogba to do what Pogba is capable of doing. He's too deep and he's not getting close to the opposition area where he can hurt them. And defensively, he lacks discipline in moments. His concentration is not there. He's exposing him. All his flaws are out, basically. He's got all Pogba's flaws on the table. He's like, here are your flaws and here are your strengths. So we've got your flaws above your strengths. It's many people do it around, obviously. Play to your player's strengths. And this is where it leads me on to Dan James perfectly. For me personally, what can Dan James offer to Manchester United? A lot of people are saying he's not good enough. This is just my personal opinion. I think it's because of Ali. He's not getting the best at Dan James. Sir Alex Ferguson was an absolute master. I'm not comparing him to Sir Alex, obviously. But Sir Alex Ferguson was an absolute master at getting the best out of average players. And I'm not saying Dan James is an average player, but what he's displayed in the last couple of months, well, 18 months or so, he looks average. However, the problem is, and this is a saying that I always use, when I'm teaching, I teach kids on a daily basis, coaching, etc. If you have a race, right, between a monkey and a fish. So let's just say we have a race between a monkey and a fish. And the race is, who can climb the tree the quickest? Who is going to win the race? Every single time, 10 out of 10 times, the monkey is going to win the race. It's as simple as that. If you have a climbing race, the monkey will win the race. If you then say to the monkey and the fish, okay, let's have another race. This is race 2. Who can swim the fastest or who can swim the quickest to that side? So we're starting over here. We're trying to get here. Who's going to win the race? Of course, it's going to be the fish, because that is their strength. The strength of a fish is to swim. The strength of a monkey is to climb. So the point I'm trying to make is, right, we have got Dan James, right, as a fish trying to climb a tree. That is what Oli has currently got. We've got Dan James as a fish trying to climb a tree. He's not going to be successful. It's as simple as that. We need to get Dan James as a fish trying to swim. Okay? So if you always have Dan James trying to climb a tree and he's a fish, he's always going to be unsuccessful. We're always going to set him up to failure because he has not got the capabilities of doing that. So let me put that into footballing terms. In footballing terms, what that means is, at the moment, Dan James, the fish, is trying to play tiki-taka football and trying to be cute, 1-2s. Yeah, he's capable of doing a 1-2, trying to break a team down, trying to break a low block down with his technicality or his creativity. He can't do that. That's not what Dan James is about. Dan James, a fish, is about swimming. So for that, he needs to be able to run into space and utilize his pace to get him behind defense, get defenders running back to their own goal. That is his strength. That is his swimming. He has to be utilized in a scenario where we are playing to his strengths. He is currently being told to climb a tree when he's a fish. He's never going to be successful. I'm not saying if we get him to play to his strength, he's going to be a phenomenal world beater. I am not saying that. But you have to give him the opportunity to be successful. And is Oli doing that for Pogba? Is Oli doing that for Dan James? Is Oli doing that for other players in the team? Absolutely not. That's what Oli is not doing. He's not playing to the strengths. If anything, he's exposing the frailties within our individual players. So that's why, for me personally, the diamond basically formation, it brings out the strengths of Pogba, it brings out the strengths of Van der Beek, brings the strengths out of Bruno, because they can play triangles. Obviously, they got Fred covering or Batic, whoever you want to play. They can play triangles. You got Telles, who's got the license to bomb forward because he's gonna provide his width. He's got the ability to go forward. That's his strength. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka isn't his strength to go forward. And nevertheless, most of the players in the team are happy. They're all monkeys climbing the tree in that formation. At the moment, you've all got them as a fish trying to climb a tree because they're not playing to strength. You got Pogba in a position that he's not. Yes, he's familiar with it because he's played them numerous occasions, but he's not comfortable. He can't flourish in that position. And with Dan James, we need him to be able to flourish, play to his strengths. We're 2-0 up in a game. There's space on the counter-attack. Like you saw last season, at the start of the season, he was successful at Manchester United, even in games where statistically you would say he's not successful, as in he didn't get a goal or assist, but he offered something on, on an out ball. He offered something because we were playing on a counter-attack. Why is he offering success on the counter-attack? Because he's got blistering pace. You cannot account for blistering pace. You can be the most technical, tactical manager, and if there's space for him to run into, he will be successful, cover his pace. You could potentially try to nullify him by putting 2 players on there, but that will open space for other players. So even inadvertently, he's been successful because he's taking 1 player off somebody else, allowing them to have more space, if that makes sense. So for me personally, he has got a vital sort of role within the squad as an impact player. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we're 2-0 up. Get Dan James on, exploit the space because the team is coming at us. He will exploit the space with the pace that he's got, kill the game. Simple as that. And I can guarantee you 9 out of 10 times he will get at least 1 opportunity to run into space if we're leading 2-0 in a game. So for me personally, coming back to the analogy that I've used, we need to get Dan James and a lot of our players as a fish swimming. A lot of the players are fishes trying to climb a tree, and us as fans are judging a fish on how they can climb a tree. We know that fishes can't climb a fucking tree. Simple as that. That is my analogy of the day. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Got another question here. Leslie goes, Wan-Bissaka runs like a dog. It's okay. Right. DJ would not fit into a diamond. Absolutely not. So let me explain where DJ fits in. We're winning 2-0 against Newcastle, right? And Newcastle starting to get an ascendancy. You take off Van der Beek, hypothetically speaking, or Pogba, or Bruno, one of the midfielders. You take them off, and then you go 3. So you can potentially go 4-2-3-1, versatility, and then you play it on the counter. You're 2-0 up, you can do that. You have the luxury of doing that. Dan James on the break, 3-0, job done. He squares the ball to Rashford, open net. You saw what he did against Liverpool last season. Dan James, he was devastating. Absolutely devastating on that right wing. They could not handle him. Man put the ball onto Rashford on the play. He scored. Look, there are strengths for Dan James. I'm not saying he's going to be a world beater, but play to those strengths. Play to them. Anyways, he can't play in the diamond. I completely agree. That does not work. If Ollie plays Dan James and Rashford up front against Newcastle, I would lose my shit. Just know, if that is the team lineup, that I'm losing my shit. Anyway, let's see what it is. I should probably read the questions, read the comments before I put them on the screen, but it's ways. I'll take Alphonso Davies. I think anyone would. As an example, the reason why he is regarded as one of the best defenders is because he runs back like crazy. That's how they utilize his speed. Absolutely. Look, Alphonso Davies is one of the best at what he does. Recovery pace is everything in football. Wan-Bissaka's recovery is fantastic. Pardon me. A lot of that is down to his ability to get the side tackle, and he's very good in terms of the recovery tackle as well. Telles, obviously, we have to see his pace in terms of recovery, but that's when you have the midfielders there. They can cover over, they can plug the gaps. And for me personally, you got 4 players in the midfield there. When you put Telles and Wan-Bissaka further forward, you've got 6 midfielders basically, inadvertently. You've got 2 in the back. You've got 6 midfielders. Obviously, Matic just sat in front of the centre, or Fred just sat in the front of the centre backs. But nevertheless, it's a 2-1-5-2. And look, you're going to dominate possession because it's going to be very difficult for the opposition to get out in that formation. Yes, they have opportunities to play a ball into the channels and get them behind you. I'm not saying that they can't do that. But this is football. You've got to take risks. You've got to be willing to be the opposing team. And this formation allows us to do that. As I've already mentioned, all the players in the strengths. Listen, that has been your video. Hopefully it makes sense. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to point out, but I completely forgot on it. But listen, as I've already alluded to, for me personally, the diamond/hybrid or for 3-5-2, depending on the situation of where the ball is the right way to go. Hopefully it all makes sense regarding the Dan James stuff, the Pogba stuff. I'm not going to sit here and defend. I just want to finish on this point here, right? I'm not trying to defend any of the players. It's their performance, right, was absolutely inexcusable against Spurs. The lack of character, the lack of leadership, all inexcusable. I'm not defending any of that. Not defending it at all. However, Ollie, he's stuck with his players now. If he wants to keep his job, he's got to earn his salary. It's as simple as that for me. That's as simple as it is. I'm not Ollie in or Ollie out. Obviously, you guys know if I'm Ollie in or Ollie out because I've already commented on it. But What I mean by that is, I don't give a shit if we win and everyone's going to be like, oh, Ollie proved you wrong this one. I want that to happen. I want Ollie to prove me wrong. I want Ollie to come with these tactics, what I've just said. I want Ollie to show us what he's capable of. The boys at the front, press from the front. The fullbacks, push them back. Let's play with a bit of passion. Let's play with a bit of desire. Let's play with a bit of hunger. Let's get stuck in the other team's face. None of this passive bullshit in a 4-2-3-1. Got Pogba no license to go forward. Pogba is most dangerous in the final third. Get him forward. If he continues to drop mass disaster classes further up the pitch, then get him off the flipping pitch. None of this bullshit. Play them in their positions and let's go for it. With Manchester United, we need to be more opposing on our position. We're playing too passive and we're playing too safe. So hopefully, Ollie watches this video. Tag him. No, I'm sure he's not going to watch it, obviously. But hopefully he does something along this line. I want to see Ollie come out after the international break, looked in the mirror and said, you know what, I need to change something. I need to change the formation. I need to be a bit more bold. Because when he first joined the club, he was bold. He allowed the players to be fluid and he allowed them to do what they wanted to do. Granted, when Cavani and Martial are available to play, it might be difficult to play only two of them. Me personally, you need to have options. So what's wrong with Cavani and Greenwood on the bench for a couple of games, subbing them on when we need options? We're 2-0 up, 3-0 up. Okay, Rashford, Martial, you two come off. Greenwood, Cavani, go on. It's your time to shine. Show me why you should be starting. That's what it should be at Manchester United. Mohamed, Farhan, Kian, bring Matt in for James. Listen, Matt for James. Listen, Matt has proved me wrong. I want him sold. I'm not gonna bullshit. I wanted Matt sold. He's been fantastic so far this season. One of the shining lights, surprisingly. But I don't want to see Matt play. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think he needs to play. Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, Fred behind him. Simple. Let's have a look. Another comments here. Excited to see the diamond with the new players. Absolutely, I think it's the way forward. He's probably not going to do it, but listen, at least you guys know what I think. Agree on Dan James as an impact player. Absolutely. You know, you've got to have a squad. These players will get you wins. You've got to just be able to flip in, utilize their strengths, not the weaknesses. You're exposing them for the weaknesses. And that's not what makes a good manager. Bring Matt. Oh, so I've already done that out. And Ollie just liked the video. Well, let's flipping hope. So, listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. Obviously, share it with your friends or whoever else you chat to regarding football. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I've already said, you know, myself and the other guys who are regulars on the podcast, we genuinely do appreciate all the love. Like, honestly, it means a lot. This video in particular was aimed at Ollie. The video prior, the podcast prior to this was based on the Glazers. Glazers out, Woodward out. Yes, I know they are the bigger issue. I am not a Glazer sympathizer. I do not agree with anything that they've done for the club. If you feel the same as me and you are passionate about that, then check out the previous podcast because we literally ripped into them for an hour and it was all passion. All passion. Like I said, we're just fans like you and we're just talking about the club we love. So we're not here to sugarcoat things. That's not what this channel is about. Also tomorrow, I've got a very special video tomorrow if you do watch this later, obviously, or for those of you that are live, a very special video. We've got a football quiz, 8 p.m. tomorrow live, UK time, obviously Saturday. It's a quiz, it's a football quiz. We're going to have myself on. We're going to have a couple of the guys who are regulars on the podcast and the shows. Come on. It's going to be a 2v2 quiz. Very interactive for you guys. Basically, it's a football quiz. It's a bit of fun, obviously, international break. We're going to have a little competition, like a sort of a TV show sort of vibe to it. 2v2, and obviously the winners, the team that gets the most points, the most questions right. So it should be a laugh. You guys will definitely enjoy that. So make sure you tune in for that. If you haven't got anything to do tomorrow, it'll be a bit of fun for you guys. As I've said, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Last comment here from Tubbs, who's an absolute legend. I can't remember where you're from. Is it Australia? Or is that the other gentleman? Australia or Singapore? I can't remember which one it was. Nice video, Uzi. Ashraf just like the video. Oh, what a legend, Ashraf. Much love, my brother. Super red fan. Ollie needs to go. Hashtag Ollie out. Listen, everyone's entitled to the opinion. You guys know where I stand on Ollie, but it's over to you, Ollie. The ball's in your court now. You got to prove us wrong. You got to prove to us tactically that you're good enough to be at Manchester United. Otherwise, you need to go. Simple as that. And we're going to find out in the next couple of games what he's made of. Apart from that, it's been your host, Usmaan Actor. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it. It's a bit different to what we normally do. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with a quiz. Very interactive as